Shao Kahn, bow to me.
Greetings, combatants. Today's video is focused on a topic of discussion that the community is not going to be happy about. But as I've told you before, be as unhappy as you want. Today's video focuses on how to introduce your villains poorly. So, without further ado, let's get into it. And here we go. First off, he starts off by complaining about how Shang Tsung has lost. This is a complete disregard to how he was introduced in MK2. He was pointing down at Shang Tsung, towering over him, who was begging for mercy. Cast in shadow. He's not even cast in shadow here. This is a neutral scene that doesn't help depict him in a good light.
Rules that cannot be broken, my lord!
That's incompetence right there, because midway Shao Kahn found a way to break the rules, allowing him to merge the realms without incurring any consequences because he was intelligent. This dumb brute right here refuses to think practically and can't even think outside the box.
But kill him. What if the rules were changed? Katana. Continue.
He doesn't even seem terrified at this scene. Like, in the Midway era, it was depicted that Shang Tsung was actually begging for mercy. The prequel comic shows that he actually was very concerned about what Shao Kahn was going to do with him. But instead of Shao Kahn saying, kill him, he said, I will grant my sorcerer a moment to give me a reason why I should spare his life. Failing so, strike him down where he stands, showing that he's competent enough to not just kill someone right then and there. He allows them to speak and give them a reason why they should be allowed to live. This is a failure in the characterization once again, and what I keep telling the audience.
You failed me.
This first line is indicative of his incompetence.
500 years I have waited. Now I must wait 500 more.
That's a terrible line. In the Midway era, he said this: you have failed me, sorcerer. Simple as that. He goes into explicit detail in a very calm voice explaining how disappointing this failure is because Midway Shao Kahn was known to not overly show his emotions. He was calm and collective, something this dumb brute fails to do in every occurrence. He's never calm, he's never collective, he's angry. It is not a good depiction of how to show him. The man was very competent. He was very collected and he was very cunning. Showing him to be a brash man-child who has barely any competence and barely any plans of himself is a failure on how to introduce his character in this new timeline. You are introducing this villain to new fans to come, and this is the way you're introducing him. It's a complete farce and a complete failure of how to introduce him.
That was pathetic.
Now, I will be showing the difference between Midway Shao Kahn and NetherRealm Shao Kahn because there are major differences. You know who does this scene better? The Legends films does this scene a lot better. He is shown to actually be feared when he tells Shang Tsung to be silent in a very strong and firm voice. He curls up. He literally is terrified by the sound of Shao Kahn's voice telling him to be silent. That's how you know this threat is very threatening. That's how you know how threatening Shao Kahn is. But this, once again, MK9 fails him.
My lord, all is not lost.
All is not lost. He says all is not lost, and then he grunts. That's a terrible reaction to have, and his original counterpart would have never had that reaction. If he were to say that to him, he would more so say, "Very well, sorcerer, I will hear what you have to say," instead of, "Ugh." Gosh.
Curse the Elder Gods in their tournament. I should
Whining
have
about
taken
them
their will by
again.
force, but I am bound by their rules.
That's a very childish argument. Curse the Elder Gods, I should have taken your realm by force, but I am bound by their rules that cannot be broken. That's a very childish response. I thought he was an emperor, not a child. This is where the problem. This is why he's so similar to his NK11 counterpart, because both of them think a direct attack is the best solution. It's a failure in characterization. With that concluded, I think I've made my point very clear. If you disagree with this argument, please say so in the comment section. I'm surely interested to hear.
Well done.
Thank you all for watching. See you in the next video.